Poets Speak Loud was a poetry open mic series hosted by Mary Panza that began at the Lark Tavern on January 31st, 2005, the same night that the legendary poet, environmentalist activist, and grandfather of the Albany poetry scene, Tom Nattell, passed away. In 2010, a fire destroyed the longtime Albany establishment, forcing the open mic to find a new home. Not long after, Poets Speak Loud rose from the ashes and began its run at McGeary's in downtown Albany until COVID-19 brought the series to its end. Over the years, many poets and spoken word artists in the capital region, Hudson Valley, and beyond were featured at Poets Speak Loud. On October 27, 2014, poet and writer Mike Jurkovic took the stage. Mike Jurkovic was named the 2025 and 2026 Ulster County Poet Laureate. He has published poetry, prose, and music reviews globally with little reportable income. Jurkovic's 5 full-length poetry collections include Buckshot Reckoning, Mooncussers, American Mental, Monet's Bamboo, and Blue Fan Whirling. He is a president of Calling All Poets Reading Series, which is celebrating 26 years in the Hudson Valley. You can find his reviews online at All About Jazz and lightwoodpress.com. He hosts New Jazz Excursions every Monday at 9 a.m. on WVKR 91.3 FM, Vassar College.
The dwarf of Morpheus pulled up alongside me at the light. I heard his deathless cackle, like cronyism, like lightning heat loosed upon dry land. The callous heart loves harshly, the craggy-eyed midget conveyed like Tom Waits. I tried to pretend I didn't hear him, but he must be sitting on yellow phone books, because now we're almost eye to eye, so there was no going back. As long as the light was red, I had to engage him. I don't have any money, I said, hoping to deter him until the green when I could floor it and leave him his highway. I got your money right here, he said, though he didn't look like a banker or a senator. He was dustier than that, with amber ash falling from his shoulders. This was undoubtedly the longest light in town, and I awaited its epoch to pass like I wait for world peace, naively, though intently. Ain't gonna be no world peace, he laughed like an all-consuming fire, and I knew he was right, and I knew he could read my mind, and I could tell that he knew where I was last Tuesday. But I couldn't let him see me sweat, this bantam of dreary cognizance. I couldn't let him see my right foot had gone numb, and I couldn't feel the gas pedal. All this will pass, and it won't miss you, he mocked, as if I were the outcast ancestor, written off the family charter. On the day after doomsday, we'll all eat meat, I said, knocking him down a peg, beating him at his own prophecy game, and tearing off at the light. Thank you. Crows gathering against the gray sky. I guess I am the old at the dark end of the bar. Mourning the day Polly Bergen died, and a time when the cuckoo didn't sound so hard. I don't recall Patty Duke being so sharp and so astute. Like she knew the answers before I asked, this Brooklyn booter in pumps and a bob. The crows are gathering against the gray sky, and I'll have another double, thanks. They dropped her after 4 seasons, and the world has never been the same. Thank you. I'm going to dedicate this one to a friend of mine, wherever he might be, Mark Reisman. And this is called Andy Martin's America Letter. Lagging behind the prattle of serious people and a bow-legged girl, reading Andy Martin's America Letter about a similar girl, exotically nameless, a triumph of nature, her skin the shine of lotto balls, who somewhere in the throes of winsome stands plural without air. Rife with pills and exposition, Andy goes on to say that long after Christ took one for the team, only the Army guarantees you a job. Genetically prone to tangents and obviously buzzing on the honey slides we used to sell in college, he's now insisting I'm not a truth seeker at all, but an investor in camouflage and see-through panties. I snarl under my cranky breath. But the bow-legged girl hears me, turns around, stops abruptly, tells me to go, then resumes her labored gait. I stop to let her get a block or two ahead and turn my attention back to Andy Martin's America, where no meat dreams reflect our collective resignation. If flies are karmic, he scrolls, we'd best get used to this. But he's errant in his logic, I think, because every soldier is a fugitive when the meat's gone sour, and the only substitute for corporate order is the foment of the mob. Thank you. Like soot upon her finery, the ash of my nature alights. Under surveillance, our talk turns sour. Science, sadism, the work of words. We both know, my antagonist and I, that somebody's burying the bones, that everyone shoots from the same dirty needle, that populist men take tithes. This is called Weak Reads. Sometimes it all seems so prolonged, protracted, extended, beyond its natural life. Sometimes the situations are so forced you resent the abuse, the push and pull, the shove and shank. Sometimes all you hear is the clock and the refrigerator making ice. Maybe a dying nightlife exposes a clue. Maybe if you just surrendered your checkbook, it would all go away. Thank you. I'm going to do one more and then get into the mortgage part of our reading. This is called Bullets in Her Hair. She's a backwater hottie needing revision. Like her country, a vision of ruin with bullets in her hair and a mad account of her own importance. Her pockets are corrupt, but her conscience is clean. And what better lover can you find these days of narcolepsy? Well, you'd probably find about 10,000 selling themselves cheap, but that sad citizenry has come and gone. I mean, it's come and gone. Either way, her sadness is contagious. Her wine is a delirious vintage. Her rut outside the king's terrain, not far apart from your own. You both submerge panting. Flail for air you know is poisoned. Grapple the mercy you never secured. I've read this one here before. I always get a kick out of doing it. So it's called Biohazard. I feel like a biohazard. If I manage to get off this train without diphtheria or consumption or some other biohazard eating my innards, I'll recall the day fondly. Everybody on board coughing and sneezing and pick up some grimy, grim thing from deep inside, some viral intruder attaching itself to my cold diamond dollar, raising a family on my liver, riding my triglycerides slowly to my brain and the net of nerves that wraps my fingers around this pen. If it really takes root, God knows I might write weirder than this. A lyrical fistfight of froth and humor. If I get off this train with any pulse at all, I'll stop by church tomorrow. Pray for those sicker than I, only trying to get home. Thank you. I have bills to pay and a plane to catch and a massive swindle to perpetuate and a narcotic invention to move across town and a shooting list to spell check and a second book of Lathe to write and a pagan thurible to attend and a corporate order to overturn and droll confessions to absolve and a baby in a basket to deliver downtown where the sky never darkens on Tuesday and Neptune's coffee ain't much when it's cold.